Hey, we're back with more River Talk. All this week, we're putting the spotlight on Ocean Lakes Family Campground, celebrating 50 years, 1971. You were here, Deacon. Now, were you living in the house you're living in now?
No.
Okay.
No, I was living under a pier in Myrtle Beach.
Okay. Yeah.
At that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. But you've seen a lot of changes because I know
Oh.
that you've been in the area off and on since the 60s.
Yes, since 68.
Yeah.
Got here in 68. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, and like I say, I remember back when they were building, they started to build the campground. You know, I'm going, man, this is cool. They got campgrounds around here on the ocean. I was fascinated by that because I knew that, but I did predict one thing. I said, what's going to eventually happen is all these small mom and pop hotels one day are going to need parking across the street because they're going to be ate up with as big as the place is getting. Back then, probably the largest hotel when I first got here, of course, was Ocean Forest, which they tore down in '74. So after that, I thought, man, but they've got to start building more, and they'd have all these hotels up and down the Strand, but mainly they're beach houses, little mom and pop deals. And but I did predict that one side of that boulevard would have to have parking, But then when I just couldn't get over the campgrounds built on the ocean. I thought, man, wow, it's just like the golf courses. Now they're tearing out. They had 120-some golf courses at one time. Now, of course, they're eliminating all of those. They have to put housing in there. So then I got to thinking, man, they may come to pass. But after I saw what they've done, with Ocean Lakes and some of the other campgrounds, they just keep building and building. They'd be stupid to do it. It's the smartest move that Mr. Jackson and his wife ever did, is to keep that campground down there, and to it cultivates a lot of good PR and this and that with people of all financial, whatever they can afford.
Sure.
They can afford to go to a campground.
Right.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
were visionaries.
it's the best value.
Right,
If
exactly.
you want to stay oceanfront,
Because the
camping
resort's
is-
going to cost more and more, and you're going to pay more and more. Whereas you guys are keeping it's like a town. It's visiting another city, and I really love Ocean Lakes. Of all the campgrounds in the area, I do love
Good.
Ocean Lakes. Yeah, because I get to walk through there and not be arrested. Yeah.
Now, do you get to walk through there? I mean,
Yes.
human resources is
Absolutely.
a whole
Absolutely.
different animal.
Do you get to walk through there?
It is. It's crazy.
Because I go in the park,
Right.
but I don't go in there like every month. Might go a couple months, 3 months, and it changes. I see.
does.
I
It
see
really
it's
does.
evolving.
Yeah.
I see new faces.
Yes, constantly.
You see a lot of new faces.
We see a lot of
This
new
is a
faces.
Bonita Engelman, by the way. Dig, I don't know if we formally introduced you.
Yeah,
but
Bonita. I like that name.
Thank you. Yes, we have lots of new people, and we have a sense of a seasonality, but a very, very small seasonality. So because our season is very long, we have a very small shoulder season. So we kind of have a mainstay staff, year round, and then we kind of ramp up a little bit, getting ready for Easter, and then wind down really not until after Thanksgiving. So that's probably for Myrtle Beach, we have one of the longer seasons.
back in the 70s, the human resources were around.
They called it personnel.
Yeah, it was just called exactly what it was called.
Yeah.
And how you got hired even when you had a job. I mean, as a kid, I could work just about anywhere in
Yeah.
the 70s I wanted to.
Yeah.
So there've been a lot of different changes.
Yes, there have been. Our minimum age for hiring is 16 because
Yeah.
the wage and labor laws are so strict on, the hours that they can work and things like that. And like you said, we are a town. It is kind of a little mini city, Ocean Lakes itself. So we have to be very conscientious of wage and labor laws and things like that. But when I started with the company 6 years, so as you know, with our company, there's so much tenure there. I'm still kind of a rookie. But it
6 years, that's nothing.
I know, it's nothing. It is absolutely nothing, I know. But it's amazing. I was telling Dennis Wade, who was here a few days ago, that I've never seen my life go by so fast as when I started there. So time just is incredible. But we do have tons of people, and we like to feel like we have, it's family values, and we feel like we have something for everybody. I know Greg Bender spent some time with you as well, and he's a perfect example of somebody that came and it was going to be this cool, summer job. Our tagline is best job ever. Well, when we were doing in-person pre-COVID in orientations, we would actually have Greg come and talk about his experience and how he came for just a summer gig, and make a little bit of money with his buddies, and then look where he is today. So we like to think that we have something, because sometimes people just want a summer job, and sometimes they're looking for a career. So,
Well, let's find out how you got there. So, I mean, 6 years, just nothing. Nothing.
I know.
Compared to some of the folks there. But where'd you come from?
Well, I've been here since '86 in Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
So I came a long time ago, and it was always in the HR-related field. I started with, and you'll be familiar with, a company called Waccamaw Pottery.
Yeah.
Oh,
and worked
yeah.
for the Potteries, and that's where I came up through the ranks in HR and learned the craft of human resources.
Okay. Yeah,
Back when it was personnel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in those days.
Yeah.
But that was a family that had strong ties to
Absolutely.
the area and grew. I mean, there were a lot of similarities.
And I loved that. I
Yeah.
absolutely loved that, and it was part of building Fantasy Harbor and all those kind of things. And then did some other wonderful things. And when I had the opportunity of the Jackson companies, it went back to that same type of culture of family environment. Mr. and Mrs. Jackson, as you know, built very specifically wanted it to be a family culture and family environment. And unfortunately, I did not have the opportunity to work with them. But their daughters, our shareholders, are fiercely protective of that culture and allow us to do whatever it takes to cultivate that and preserve it. And that I love, because I love people.
Yeah. Where did you grow up?
I grew up, I was born in Oklahoma, where my mother's from, but I grew up in my dad's area in the Northeast Pennsylvania.
Okay. Oklahoma to Pennsylvania.
I know. That's a big stretch. He was
Yeah.
in the Air Force, and that's where they met.
There we go. That explains a lot. Now, did the Air Force? Was there a tie that brought you because we had a rich Air Force history? There for the
I'm
longest
like
time?
so many others, were vacationed here and just fell in love with it. I used to say it was the biggest small town I'd ever visited. So, and I just loved that feel, and loved the area. And in the '80s, it was a time where, the Northeast, the factories, the Billy Joel, song and everything about the factories and
Right.
things like that, and hardship, and just kind of wanted a better life. So.
Yeah.
That's
Came
what
here,
they feel
filled
the
out one
same, yeah.
application. For some reason, they hired me in payroll. Have no idea why. Never had run a payroll in my life, and that's where I started. So, and then just kind of went up through personnel, and then HR, and that's been my passion.
Well, it is the human relations side, and HR is just absolutely. That's an industry that has really, really changed because of
It has.
what employees expect and want, and
Well, yeah,
benefits that come into play. Everything
right,
is just
right.
a
But
quagmire for me.
yeah, it really is, and it is something that you have to stay on top of course. Going back to our family culture and the values and standards that we set, that Mr. and Mrs. Jackson put in place, and our leadership, we try to instill every day, is we have super, super high standards in how our guests, are to be treated. And when you do that, you have to be really good to your teammates. You've got to hire quality and not just quantity, and because our expectations are very, very high. You can see that in our property. We reinvest in the business. It's always beautiful. It never looks run down or anything like that. On your walks, I'm sure you
Oh,
can.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
But then we also invest in our people. It's again, always about the people. And we empower them to do their job. So, that is something of our leadership that we are committed to. If a guest has an issue, we empower our teammates to take care of that. We refer to each other as teammates. We're not employees, because it takes a team. And that we do feel that that's where our strength lies.
There's an opportunity for the teammates that are there if they have a suggestion. You still doing is it called the Star Check program?
Yeah, they make suggestions. We have an awesome reward program now, so we've got lots of different teammate things. So we recognize they can make suggestions that way. An awesome reward program. We have try to celebrate. We call it a RAC, a random act of kindness. So if somebody tells us something that a teammate has done that nobody even knows about, maybe somebody witnesses, they didn't even know somebody. So So we'll go and surprise them, Publishers Clearinghouse style, with
Oh, yeah.
balloons and all that kind of stuff. And again, we would just really try to highlight because they're amazing, you know. And again, our standards are very, very high. So we have to hire the right people. We have to provide them with what they need as far as schedules and staffing and things like that. And then we challenge them to go out there and just blow someone's mind. And they
Told
do it
you.
every.
Sounds like Disney.
They do it every day.
It does. Sounds just like the Disney people.
There is
It really
a little
does.
bit of that element
I'm serious,
in there.
Yeah.
Well, it's not rocket science. If you be good
Yeah.
to people, they're going to be good to people,
Sure.
and you know. So, and again, we just have an amazing team.
Well, you want to grow that team
Yes, we do.
because as great as Ocean Lake is, there's some great opportunities out there.
Absolutely.
Because there's a labor shortage everywhere.
There is.
Why
There
why
is.
should someone, if they're coming back into the job market, why should they work for you guys?
Well, we like to think that one of our best resources, and I have found this personally in my job and all the different places I work, the honesty and integrity is everything that this company does. So, number one, you're going to be working in an environment like that. Our teammates are our most valuable resource. We truly believe that, and we treat them with respect. And then we empower them to do their job, whatever it takes, and have some fun while you're doing it. That's a pretty good combination.
Sure.
So, but you're right, there is a labor shortage in the area, so we're always looking for the next best because, again, we go for quality, not quantity. And we have our website, oceanlakesjobs.com. If
Okay.
anybody is looking, all our positions are posted there constantly. We keep it updated. And if anybody is looking for the best job ever or coolest summer job ever, like Mr. Bender, then we're the place.
Well, you know, everybody we've talked to is happy from there, so I'm ready to sign up.
Sign up.
What do you need?
Oceanlakesjobs.com.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to have to get a job, Jack. I might be leaving you real soon.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on
You
over.
promise?
Yeah.
We could put you at main gate. You could wave.
There you go.
There you
I mean,
go.
I'm getting excited about this because
Good.
everybody is happy.
Yes.
You know, everybody
Yes.
we've talked to.
And they
Ocean
work
Lakes, yeah.
hard. They work
Right.
hard.
Yeah.
But we give them the pass to be happy, enjoy what you
Yeah.
do.
Well, when you think of when you say entering the job market, you think of summer job for a kid. It could be a part time, but there are a lot of folks who have retired, and it's not even a money issue. They just want to have something to do.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And if you like people, that's a great place to work.
We're a very multi-general,
Yeah.
Generational?
Yeah, generational.
Yeah, right.
Sorry,
Man, that's
thank
the
you.
biggest word
yeah,
you've used this week. I'm
generational.
impressed.
You like that?
Yeah.
We are very much so, and that is again part of our strength because we have all types of different diversity and culture and things like that. So it makes us strong.
See, they'd hire an old guy like me.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
There
older
you
folks
go,
than
man.
you that
Yeah.
work.
I'm tired of greeting people at Walmart, and I don't even work there. I just walk through the door, and everybody say, "Hey," start asking me questions.
Yeah, it's usually like, "Hey, are you?" And you say, "Yeah," and I was like, "Going, man, I thought you died." Do you ever get that?
Oh yeah, all the time.
I know you do.
Yeah.
sure do.
Because whenever your name comes up, like, who's that guy with you? I said, that's freaking Deacon. He's still alive?
He's still
well,
alive.
somebody's showing it.
I know it.
I love it.
I love that.
Well, how many employees are there?
Right now
typically
we
right now? How
are
many
around
teammates?
500.
500?
Yeah,
Wow.
we did 700, almost 700 W-2s last year.
Whoa.
So, but we're in again major hiring right now. So we'll hit the 600 mark in the 600 range this year. So, that is steady, but we'll do 700 W-2s.
Okay. I mean, you were an old lifeguard. The lifeguards?
There you go. We're
the
looking for lifeguards. You still have your whistle?
I still have a whistle.
There you go.
I sure do. Yeah.
Boy,
I still have my
I
inner
wouldn't
tube,
ask him
too.
that question. Hey, boy, I would not, because I know where he's that's a crazy old guy over there. Still got your whistle.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was in fear there for about 5 seconds
Yeah.
of what he was going to respond.
Oh, I was going to be nice.
Uh-huh. That's good. That's real good. Bonita, good seeing you.
Thank you. Thank you both for having
Yeah.
me. This was a pleasure.
Yeah, it's always big fun to get to talk about Ocean Lakes Family Campground.
It is. It's a
been
great
good
company.
To my family. It really
yeah.
has been.
Yeah. Well, we love your family.
I do too. I do. All right, good seeing you.
Thank you.
Yep,
Thank
that
you so
Ocean,
much.
That Ocean Lakes website for a job.
OceanLakesJobs.com.
How easy is that? OceanLakesJobs.com.
Give me a knuckle.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you.
good seeing
Great
you,
to
Bonita.
see
Sure.
you.
Oh,
Thank
no,
you.
no.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
My wife's here. You better watch that.
Yeah, cut that.
She touched me. All right, we'll be back with more River Talk in a bit.